Alright guys, this is part 7 on one of the apps, I think, and this will be part 2 on YouTube. So, not that it really matters, because no one's really paying attention, but anyhow, 3 records from my collection, 3 random records from my collection, and yeah, man, so I said this in the last video. I'm just gonna pull random records, brief descriptions, showcase it, yada yada. I'm sure once I think of more topics that I'd want to cover, I could, get more descriptive with the topics and all that, and make it more specific. But for now, just fuck it. Pull some random records and talk about it. I like talking about music I'm into. I like talking about records and all that. So I'm like, like I said, I don't need to make anything more complex than it is. Like I said before. So first record we'll get into is a Swedish, old school Swedish death metal. They obviously changed their sound over the years. Their first album was their 2018 album, and I guess it's more black metal. I've heard some people call it Black and Death, but I think this debut album I'm about to show is definitely a old school Swedish death metal from, like Entomb, Dismember, and all that. It is Necrophobic. I don't even remember what it's called. Oh yeah, the Nocturnal Silence. So funny enough, I forget I have this record every time. I'm just like, oh, I'll be looking for something to listen to when I don't know. And I pull it out. I'm like, oh shit, I have the first Necrophobic record. And yeah, the 2018 album, Mark of the Necrogram, that's the first album I heard. And honestly, that's probably my favorite album I've heard, at least from all the albums I've heard in their discography. And yeah, man. When I heard that, I'm like, you know what, let me check out their earlier stuff. So my experience, not every band, but when you listen to an album that's like kind of like midway in their disco or later, you're like, oh well, their older stuff must be better. And that is sometimes the case. But for Necrophobic, I think their later stuff's pretty top tier, but I do enjoy this debut right here. So it's not always older stuff's better and gets progressively worse. Sometimes it's, I think it's more rare, but sometimes their first few albums might be all right, and then it's really good later, or it's good the whole way, or maybe their mid stuff's the best. There's all different types of scenario, but I do think the most common one is their first 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 albums are always the best. But Necrophobic, I'd say, in my humble opinion, is a bit different, but I do enjoy this debut. It's actually one of the only records I got from Amazon, and it's one of the only records I got from Amazon that didn't come completely fucking damaged. Earlier or last year, I ordered the Deicide debut, and I ordered it from Amazon. It came fucked up out of its mind, record bent, cover bent. Sent it back and got a new one, and still a bit fucked up, but the record's okay. I tried to get even a third one, but I don't know, they didn't really want to do it. I had to do this whole process. But anyhow, this is like the only record I ordered from Amazon that wasn't completely fucked up. So don't order records from Amazon. Lesson learned. I think you got 8 tracks. Yeah, 9 tracks actually. But yeah, this is just everything you'd expect in a Swedish death metal record. I think, like I said earlier, Necrophobic is probably a bit underlooked compared to obviously the big names, Entomb, Dismember, and all that. But yeah, obviously, Swedish death metal paved the way for that buzzing guitar tone. Yeah, so there is quite a few records from Necrophobic's disco that I haven't heard, but yeah, this debut is definitely solid, definitely something I definitely recommend. Yeah, the album cover reminds me of Legion's Deicide, so pretty cool inspiration. Show you guys slip sheet with the lyrics. You got all the members right there. Yeah, that's definitely the first record I'm gonna get into. And the LP, Just a classic black LP. Can't go wrong. I know some people I have on Instagram don't like getting colored LPs. I think it's maybe because it's kind of trendy and people, I feel like some people will get an LP just because of the colored or splatter or whatever. And they don't really enjoy the music as much as they say they do. So I get that it's kind of a poser. But me, like, I'd always rather get a cool looking LP than a black. But also, if that's all they have, the music's priority. I'll get a black LP. I've talked to some people where they're like, they miss out on the color LP, and then they're like, oh, it's just black, I'm not gonna get it. And it's like, how the fuck are you not gonna get the actual music just because it's a black LP? I guess you don't like the music as much as you think you do. Anyhow, next record is a bootleg, but a really fucking cool bootleg. I got this from Nuclear War Now, probably like a little over 3 years ago, maybe. I think I got it in like December of 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 2023, but I'm pretty sure it was a bit longer. It's actually one of the first bands that I listened to that ever, got me into underground extreme music. I know I've said that in a lot of videos, but I'm sure you guys don't remember. But anyhow, it is Morbid fucking Angel and Thy Kingdom Come demo. Fucking sexy ass picture disc. I mean, let me give you guys a better look at this. This is definitely this is just a bootleg you can't say no to, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, I'm a huge Morbid Angel fan. Like, Altars the Madness, first album to get me into extreme music, along with Dying Fetus, Purification Through Violence. You got all the members right there. Isn't this before? I know this is before a certain member. No, this is when Dave was in the band. So obviously Dave wasn't the first vocalist, but yeah, definitely Dave's on vocals here. I thought so. Reek of Death Records, 300 copies. Yeah. I did think about trying to get this signed when I saw I Am Morbid back in, that was last year, technically 2 years ago in December 2024. But I don't know. I've never gotten a picture disc signed, like the actual vinyl. I don't know if I wanted to do that, but either way, I got some other records signed, so good deal. But yeah, Thy Kingdom Come, and it's 3 tracks, shorter demo. It's about like 15 minutes, but seriously, I saw this, bought it in a heartbeat. I mean, I love picture discs. I also love cool bootlegs that come with like live material, obscure material. Hell's Headbangers gets a lot of that type of stuff. I haven't gotten too much. Some of them kind of run for a lot. Like I saw a Carcass like live bootleg a few weeks ago. I think it was like a show from '89, and that shit was like $60. I'm like, damn. But maybe I'll get something like that in the future. I think they're pretty cool. So anyhow, last record I'm showing in this video is a Canadian black metal band. I think this album is my favorite by this band, and he has 2 projects as far as I know. Maybe he has another one, but yeah, I've wanted this record for a while. I revisited this in about like September. I remember I was in Chicago for a Beharit show, and I kept listening to this in my rental, and I'm just like, wow, I actually really like this album. I haven't listened to it in like a year or two. I'm like, this is actually pretty damn good. And I remember I posted on my Instagram, like, hey, if anyone can help me get this LP, please let me know. And then Mutual from New York saw it at a record store. He's like, hey, you can buy it right here. And usually this record sells for like $35-40, but I got it for 25. So I'm like, yeah, not missing out on that deal. So get to it. It is Blood Libel, Museums of Gas and Mirrors, right? Yeah, Museums of Gas and Mirrors, the debut full length. Funny enough, I met the dude behind this project at Metal Threat. I was actually told he was gonna be there, and like I said, I was told when I was in Chicago a couple weeks prior, and I'm just like, damn, like, well, what I was told is he was hoping no one recognizes him. So what I got from that was like, maybe I shouldn't, try to bring records to get signed, because I don't want to, seem annoying or anything like that. But the dude was real cool, really easygoing. So I wish I brought some Blood Libel and Svolder records to get signed, but you live, you learn. I'm sure I'll get another opportunity. But yeah, the debut full length right here. I remember I was talking to the dude behind this project, and I told him, I'm like, yeah, one of my favorite songs by Blood Libel is Steel Wheel Across Poland, which is track 4 on this album. And one of my other mutuals, he's a fan of this band too. He was at Metal Threat. He's like, well, I told him because we both met him at different times at the festival, and I was texting him because I wasn't right next to him. I'm like, yeah, dude, I talked to him, and he's like, yeah, me too. He's like, I told him my favorite track is Steel Wheel Across Poland. I'm like, damn, I said the exact same thing. I thought, it was ironic, but guess that's a popular track among Blood Libel. But another good song, This Time the World, title track, Slowly I Began to Hate Them. All those tracks are top tier, but the whole album's really good. The following album that came out about might have been 3 years ago at this point, almost 3 years ago. That's a really good album too. A lot of people might like that album better from what I've heard because it has solos. This is more just, pure straight riffage. But like I said, when you have albums called Steel Wheel Across Poland, This Time the World, like those are some of my favorite like modern black metal tracks and have some of the best riffs. So I probably have to go with this album. Got the lyric sheet right here. More lyrics, and this is just a black LP. I'm pretty sure for this pressing there was like a dark blue, which is pretty cool, basically like the color of the album cover. Yeah, black LP right here. But yeah, I'll probably wrap it up. I gotta go into work a bit early, gotta get some extra money. One of the people that was working felt sick, so gonna have to go in. Anyhow, this will be going on my YouTube and other social media platforms. So appreciate you guys watching, and more videos coming soon.